6 episodes. I gave this show 6 episodes to do anything interesting, anything compelling, anything new or creative for just the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. But apparently that's giving it too much just to do. Instead, we get this. Just 6 episodes of nothing. Just unengaging, uninteresting, bland as fuck bullshit. Let's look at some contemporaries for a minute. Let's look at this. If I give Shadowverse Flame a few episodes to cook, I get a lot of shit to talk about. A lot of good drama, acting, character stuff, card game action. When I gave Cardfight Vanguard like 6 episodes, okay, it was bad, maybe worse, but at least it was mercifully short. This is just a never-ending cavalcade of just bullcrap. Sometimes it's good for like several episodes. Sometimes it does have that fun Yu-Gi-Oh creativity and there's interesting things going on, and then it just goes away. Like, for no reason. And then just settles into this. And this is just bad. I haven't even said what we're talking about or done any introduction. But you know what we're talking about today. I mean, you clicked on the video, so I assume you know what it is, so that would make sense. We're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush's episodes 81 through 86. I think this is the longest gap I've taken in a hot minute. And let me tell you something. Sitting there and watching these episodes was just so goddamn fucking painful. Like, really hard to get through. Like, just nothing. I'm pretty certain I fell asleep through half of it and just dreamed up a better Yu-Gi-Oh show. Foreman asks, 87 does not appear to be subtitled yet. So we're just going to cover these 6 because I don't feel like waiting. Let's just get right on into it. First up, we have episode 81. Now, for those of you who don't remember, I thought this one looked like it maybe could have been kind of interesting. It's got a spooky sounding title. The images from the preview were kind of creepy. Like, maybe something was going to happen. Or at least something would be engaging. But no, it's just more of the usual shit. Dumb nonsense and bad slapstick happens to Udius for several minutes. And then it's time to go duel... I forget. Is this one Asuna? I don't care. Goes to face her and get her and Kappa out of the nightmare world. Except the problem, as it turns out later, is that they've already gotten out of it and they're just experimenting on Udius to try and get him out of it. Why don't they contact him about this? Why don't they talk to anyone about this? It's just nothing. Like, it's just filling up 22 minutes. She needed some screen time. So, therefore, her and Udius are going to duel for the flimsiest of reasons, and it's just going to be a whole lot of nothing. The duel's not even that interesting. It comes down to, like, some really weird choice thing, but that doesn't really feel like a theme as much as just, like, we needed a gimmick for the episode, and this was all we could come up with. Just a whole lot of nothing. And before anyone says, well, it's kind of interesting, they found a way out on their own. No, because you already wasted on the nail guy. Big reveals need to be big reveals. If the reveal is that people can get out of this, that needs to feel important. So it needs to go to important characters like these two, or at least they're supposed to be important, more important than the fucking nail knockoff. If you just make it that, like, someone's already gotten out on their own and it's someone not important, it makes the situation feel not important. If you make it that these two got out and that's going to go somewhere, then it is. But it wasn't, so it's nothing. Then we move on to episode 82, where it's just the ladybug characters. I don't know her fucking name. It's her turn. And you know what? As much as I'm really getting tired of the episodic bullshit, if you use these weird dream worlds to, like, do anything interesting with the characters, maybe I could be okay with it. Like, if you made it that this, like, lifetime soldier character was, like, really just liking the life of being a simple baker with all her friends and sort of showing what that means, that could be maybe interesting. But it's not. It's just, once again, more goofy nonsense. And then there's a duel, and it's not very interesting. And it's just bland. I don't care about this character. I don't care about really anyone in the show. Maybe our main three, sometimes YGO and Manabu, but who gives a shit? Then we move on to episode 83, which when I was watching like the social medias for this show, they were really hyping the fuck out of this one. They really thought just turning everyone into babies was going to be like the thing that saves the show. And I don't know why. The only thing kind of funny, when you first see this YGO baby and he's just making this face like, I hate this shit, that's kind of funny. Because YGO, when he was like good, was like a really powerful and intimidating character. So to see him reduced to a baby is actually pretty funny. But then it just goes on and on and on. And then when we see that it's Yuna's fantasy, I thought maybe you could have done something interesting here. Like the idea that she just kind of wants maybe a family, or yeah, and again, the trope of a female character whose only like motivation or role in the story is that she just wants to be like a housewife and a mom and all that crap. It's a pretty bad trope, but I feel like if you try to work in some themes of what was her life going like growing up, what was her family like, then something, it could have been something. But again, it's just nothing. It's just she's imagining being married to Yuga. I mean, fair enough. I mean, adult Yuga's pretty Chad. But it's just kind of like, you know, now all her personality is going to be for the rest of the show is she's got a crush on Yuga. I kind of liked her better when she was like weirdly simping over Roa at this point. So, or Rovian. And it's just like, just nothing. Just nothing is going on. Because immediately then you have to have the duel with Yuhi. And the joke is just Yuhi's a baby. But like nothing about Yuhi being a baby actually is part of the story. It's just you get Yuna back and then the fantasy breaks away. And that's it. And we just end on this generic note. Again, why not do anything with these characters? If you're supposedly like showing aspects of their psyche and how they manifest, why not do anything with them? They've done storylines like this in Yu-Gi-Oh! Before to great effect, but they can't seem to do it here. Then we've got 84, which is just a tag duel between who was in this one again? Yuamu, Epoch, the giant girl, and now she's got a hot sister. Wait, this duel was only 4 turns. God, just nothing. Why is Epoch still in the box? The whole point of the last arc was getting her out of the box, and she's still in the box. Like, why? I have nothing else to say. 85 is supposed to be like the big one where we see Quietel's like big reveal, and it's like he's trapped everyone in the school and he's like turning them into his deck, whatever that means, but it's so boring. Like, just nothing really happens in it. I mean, like, Udius loses, alright, but like, no, the one guy gets hurt. Big fucking deal. He's not even hurt that badly. He's a fucking like table. Who gives a shit? And it's just like, they're just not doing anything with this. I don't feel the like hero villain dynamic that Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be great at, but just can't do anymore. And like, it's just nothingness. I know I keep saying that a lot, but how else do you describe this? And then finally we have 86. Actually, this one was kind of funny, I won't lie. This just for the sheer like role reversal of this time the brother is like pissed off and frustrated at his older brother for stealing his simp brigade, and so they duel, and it's not that interesting because he's a table, so you don't really do anything with it. But just kind of the role reversal. I love how Phaser is just kind of like clueless, like he just thinks this is weird. And then in the end, the idea that if you keep them fighting, it somehow slows Quietel down. It makes no sense, but it's like, fine, I guess. It's just like, Lord, I used to always say that Yu-Gi-Oh!, even when it was bad, was interesting to talk about. When we had Vrains, it was terrible. Mostly. I got better at the end. But, at least when Vrains was going on, I felt like it was a big swing. Something insane was always happening. Something I could talk about was always happening. GX, as much as I shit on it, at least is like committed to being like a weird slice of life comedy with card games. And then when it makes its transition into having more serious arcs, for the most part, like I said, it does swing for the fences. I don't really like how long the Sartorius arc takes. That honestly, Jaden is really at his worst in that arc. But at least something is happening. Like, this show doesn't know if it wants to be a slice of life comedy like Sevens or GX, or have a really investable plot like 5Ds or Arc 5. It's just a show that exists to occupy 22 minutes of your time and try and sell you on Rush Duel cards, a format I can no longer figure out if it's succeeding or not. Probably not because of this show. But yeah, that was the 6 episodes of Go Rush, and it was fucking awful. So yeah, give me your thoughts about that below. And as for the TCG question of the week, or whenever we do these, Fire King structure deck, everyone is hyping the hell out of this. And to be fair, you see the OCG results. It's nice to see a structure deck perform really well. I know we always have like one that does well a year. Like we had Albaz, we had DDD back in the day. So I'm just going to ask, are you excited for this? Are you nervous about another really powerful meta deck entering the field? Or are you just happy with the fact that it's kind of affordable, but then there will be other stuff, that kind of stuff. So let me know that below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me as we once again avoid talking about Go Rush to try and find a more interesting Yu-Gi-Oh topic to talk about.